Howdy folks, and welcome back to Hilda. Today we're going to be watching Season 1, Episode 2, titled The Midnight Giant, and pretty self-explanatory, probably. I'm assuming we're going to see more of that creature that we saw between the mountains, kind of blocking out part of the moon in Episode 1, but it's interesting to me that it's not another kind of elf-related title, given that Episode 1 kind of explicitly ended on the fact that we were going to see the Elf King. So hey, we could wrap up the whole thing with the elves within the first 5 minutes here, kind of like the troll story from Episode 1, and then move on to this Midnight Giant thing. Hey, the show could do anything. I did go and finally look at, because I was confused, I knew there's 34 episodes of the main show, but I didn't know how they were broken up for seasons. So it looks like Season 1 and 2 have 13 episodes each, and then Season 3 is 8. So that's how we're broken up here, and I think the movie comes between Seasons 2 and 3, I think. Don't quote me on that one, but I think that's what I read. But yeah, I enjoyed the first episode a whole heck of a lot, and it seems like y'all did too. Normally, I try to record things well in advance so that I have a little bit of a backlog, but since I was working so hard on the big video essay thing, go watch that, by the way, another plug for that, I'm not ahead. So this is the first time in a very long time that I have the Episode 1 up live for the feed when I'm going to record Episode 2. So I actually have a little bit of feedback, a couple comments. It looks like those of y'all who commented were very, very happy to see the reaction. I knew some people were expecting it, other people seemed surprised, but just generally everybody was very, very positive about it, very well received. So thank y'all very, very much. I hope you came back to watch this one. I really do. But hey, if you're seeing this one brand new, go watch Episode 1 reaction. Go check out what else I have on my channel. And if you came back, thank you for coming back once again. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you leave a like on this video. And as always, I love reading comments. So let me know what you think of this episode, of the reaction. And as always, I always say this at the end, but I'm going to remember to say it here. Give me some fake spoilers for Hilda. I don't know what I'm in for here, and I don't know what I'm in for the rest of the show, so give me some fake spoilers to kind of ease my journey through the show a little bit, so I can know what to expect, if you will. So I'm going to scooch over here, now that I've done most of the plugs, because I also have a Patreon, if you want to see these uncut, unedited. Hop over there, do that. I have channel memberships here if you just want the edited cuts early. Those options are available to you should you choose to do them, but just watching is always fine for me. My tea for this episode in the Houston Greek Festival mug is some kind of a rose tea my mom gave me. She only gave me one bag, so if it sucks, I'm out of it and I'm all done. But if it's good, I might have to go get some more. But I think that's out of the way. Pretty short intro. I don't have enough theorizing to do for the show. To do super long intros. So let's get started with Season 1, Episode 2, The Midnight Giant, starting up in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yeah, that's right. We start off with the theme song every time. So we haven't seen those kids. I do see Alpha, or Alfer. It was in the closed captions. It was Alfer, but with the British accent, they were pronouncing it Alpha. So I'm gonna probably call him Alpha because that's a cooler name. I don't want to say Alfer and sound really Texan, really Southern throughout that. Midnight Giant. That is a giant boy. Those legs. And I love all these creatures that we just don't get any descriptions of or.
Beautiful.
Except she just said what they're called here a second ago, and I missed it. I was talking over it. I'm gonna listen here. Look, Mum.
Look, Mum. The wafts are migrating.
The wafts. Okay. Good to know.
All this trouble has made me think how we're the only people for miles in this whole valley.
But that's what I love about it.
How do they get their groceries? Does the woodman's brother, the foodman?
Let's take a little trip into Trollberg tomorrow and look around.
Okay. I do think they moved to Trollberg, because that's what's in the show synopsis.
Oh, my head is so itchy.
Let me check it.
Is it magically itchy?
What?
No, she did have babies in her hair.
Mittens.
Absolutely disgusting.
There, I think that's all of them.
just dump them in.
Pocket guide to Trollberg. You can take it on the trip tomorrow.
Interesting.
Okay, how's your head?
Wait, but tomorrow...
It's not so itchy now.
I'm assuming tomorrow's the day that she's supposed to go with Alpha to the Elf King, right? Surprised Alpha isn't there. Hello, I'm going to watch you while you sleep. It's not creepy, I swear. Instead, I'm going to watch your mother sleep. And this time it is creepy, I swear. Oh no, the giant's here. It's midnight. Oh gosh. I do like that while not necessarily horror, perhaps. Oh yeah, there he is. Or there they are.
You again. I need my sketchbook.
And they're gonna be gone, right? Yeah, you can't take your eyes off them. Hilda's so cool, just jumping out on a roof like that. Oh, okay, so it's not a magic disappearance.
Wait, you get away this time.
Okay, I was gonna say, if you're just gonna run after it, like, girl, put your boots on. I know the elves don't like the boots, but this is cool. And once again, the music is so good. Hello!
Excuse me, sir.
Who?
Yes, little girl?
Why do you keep coming here?
That
And
voice
staring at my
sounds...
house? It's kind of creepy.
I'm waiting for someone.
Who?
That voice sounds really familiar.
An old friend.
I'm gonna just pause right here, just because I don't want to talk over this exposition. But the voice sounds like the Beast from Garden Wall, and I don't want to be voiceist or anything and say, oh, they all sound the same. As if to say that all like super deep voices sound the same, but this voice sounds very much like the voice actor for the Beast. Like while he was speaking, Woodsman, I have a proposition for you. Or whatever. It's been a while since I've watched Garden Wall. Great show. Go watch my reactions to it. And the other point I was gonna make while Hilda was looking out the window and the giant was gone, while not necessarily horror in these episodes, there is a bit of an element of suspense in them, right? The whole, what is that giant? Oh, he's gone again kind of thing, right? So, you know, to me it's not scary or anything, but I could see like a very small child watching this kind of being like on edge a little bit. So for the intended demographic, might be a little spooky, but for me it's just, you know, it's just making my heart happy, right?
Are you sure you have the exact right place?
The way the horizon looked, the position of the river,
The smell of the
the
air.
way the air smells. Some things seem
What a
different.
beautiful shot.
The hills have shifted. The details were set a very, very long time ago.
Aw. Last Tuesday, to be exact.
Would meet here at midnight. But perhaps I got the date wrong.
Aw. That's so
You seem
sad.
like the kind of person to forget an important date.
You remembered literally every other
You've
detail.
been stood up. I don't see the sense in coming back here night after night.
They've all gone.
Oh, this is so tragic.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps she has too.
Also, to speak of the color palette, I like how it's kind of a, not necessarily a gradient in the sky, but you see the color palette makes up the different layers of the sky. I think that's really cool. Rather than having one solid color for the sky. It almost looks like the sun is rising, but we know it's about midnight, right? Also, I know...
Thank you for the advice.
Aw.
Goodbye.
I love how sweet he is. He just steps on her house on his way through. My mom was in there! But I love that, like, you know, for a creature that could be as menacing as this giant, that he was just kind of a sweetheart. So this is Trollberg, huh? I'm kind of surprised that we're not just picking up with Alpha.
Trollberg was built right smack in the middle of land that belonged to trolls.
That's why they built this wall, to keep the trolls out.
So we know there's still trolls around, right? That's what Hilda saw in episode 1. Also, I'm glad
That
that...
one's available.
Oh, it wasn't just to visit the
2
city, it was to go
bedrooms,
house hunting.
Parking, pets okay, close to playground. Sounds perfect. This could be your school.
Trying to see if I
Go
recognize any of
ahead.
those children from
Explore
the
playground.
Fine.
from the
But
intro.
I'll keep a low profile.
You kind of have blue hair. That's not really a low profile. The only child with odd colored hair.
Wait, where's everybody going? Inside. great.
The most horrifying
Oh,
of
it's the fun, if you
horrors.
ask me. Come on, David.
What's with that incredibly loud bell?
It means time to move it.
So I heard David. Those two kids look like the ones from the intro.
Hilda, it was just a school bell. It's pretty normal, actually.
I bet they don't even have woodmen's in there.
This in Trollberg.
Exactly my point.
Can bring 'em with us.
Civilized neighbors don't walk into your house without asking first.
They're probably gonna have neighbors that walk into their house first. Guess I'll just lay down in here then.
It's been a long
I meant the
day.
fireplace, not
Let's
the
get
rug.
some rest.
Have you seen a giant as big as a mountain roaming the valley?
I don't come here for the conversation, you know.
Also, I go to sleep at 11 every night.
Wait!
And I sleep like a log.
I really need to ask you some questions.
That's an expression, right? Hold on. Now I just need to look up sleep like a log. I really hope that's an actual, and I'm not just like talking nonsense. Sleep like log? Okay, sleep very soundly. Okay. I made a good pun. Let's go. I'd be so embarrassed if that's not an actual. It sounded correct in my head. That's +1 pun point for me today. I came for the conversation.
Oh, it's still you.
I saw you.
Of course.
Come in.
Oh. Is that mud?
Would you like some tea?
No thanks.
Yes,
That looks
please.
like soily water with sticks in it.
These giants were the first things to live in these valleys long before people or guys like me.
It's not
But
readable.
most people have forgotten about
Hey, that's my one! According to this, it was crucial that one giant must at all times be sat atop the tallest mountain, a long-forgotten peak in the north.
Interesting.
He or she would gaze tirelessly into the black, guarding the earth from anything that might threaten from above.
I'm going to pause right here just because we get a little bit of that lore drop. I don't know if I think I started to say this sentence but got interrupted by somebody speaking. I know that the subtitle of the film is The Mountain King, I'm pretty sure. So I'm wondering if, like, I was going to say, I wonder if the giant lore or whatever, the giant that we saw in episode 1 was going to tie into that. And it was just kind of like planting the seed super early. But now we see here that a giant is supposed to sit atop the mountain. Maybe that title does have something to do with that lore that we just got. I'm going to be keeping that in my head.
Everything started to get smaller.
Yeah, haven't you seen the elves?
Giants would accidentally step on them.
Oh,
There were arguments, fights,
wars.
so they had to leave.
To Jotunheim.
But where did they go?
Some say they all just jumped as high as they could and drifted
And got
off
stuck up
into
there.
space.
Yo, giant's so fat. He jumped in the air and got stuck. Literally.
Poor guy. He's all on his own.
I kind of do love that this is a good change of pace from the first. At first I was thrown for a loop why we weren't
By the way,
immediately
how
following
are
up.
negotiations going with the elves?
Oh,
How
here
do
we
you
go.
know about that?
Following up.
You're not the only one who observes things.
I observe too. Terrible joke.
I may have to move.
This tea's not bad, by the way. I wouldn't go for it regularly, but it's not bad. I do like her little hat, by the way.
All right, boy. You're on guard duty till I'm back.
I want Twig to come with. Ah, I've been waiting out here for days.
I'd suggest dressing a little warmer, considering our destination.
The top of the highest mountain. The King of the Elves says, I'm here. I'm the King of the Giants now. I watch over the world. Yo, have you ever been up like super high on a mountain? We took a vacation to Breckenridge, Colorado a couple years ago. About elevation 10,000 feet. I got elevation
excited to
sickness
think of
so
this.
bad.
1,500 elf miles.
What does that mean? Okay, one step is like probably like 100 elf miles.
Wrong way! Wrong way!
Right way. Nice. And once again, the music coming in during this.
What are you doing? Warps are unpredictable. They migrate willy-nilly.
Don't worry, Alpha. Just let me know when you spot the...
Oh no, it's unpredictable. I'm gonna just pause to finish my story before I forget. So we were in Breckenridge, Colorado, elevation about 10,000 feet. And I would like walk from like one room to like the kitchen to get a snack, and I'd walk back and I'd have to like catch my breath. I go running. Like I have at least some stamina when it comes to like cardio and stuff like that. But man, like I just walk, our Airbnb was like up some stairs. We would walk up the stairs and I would have to like stop halfway just to catch my breath. We slept horribly on that trip. Kept waking up in the night. Like, oh man, I had to consciously like breathe like heavier, because if I just breathe my normal sea level breathing that I'm used to down here in Houston, I was not getting enough oxygen. It was a great trip, and for whatever reason, the day we went on an actual like hike on the mountain, we were fine. But anytime we're indoors and just like not really doing much and just walking around, like I was so tired, I'd get so lightheaded. It was rough. So this high elevated climb is bringing back those memories.
His Majesty!
The king!
The giant girl!
I loved that.
Enemy of me and my people! No! I'm busy! My royal hands are full!
And I don't even have hands.
You don't even have...
Yes, let's go! Uh-oh, avalanche. Great rule of threes. If they never do an I don't even have hands joke again, bravo. This is a really action-packed episode. I think now that I know kind of the general, like, feel for the show.
Whoa!
Since the first episode, I like, mentally, I'm a lot more, like,
Hilda, I
attuned
don't think we have time to...
There's a
to the show
wolf
for this
coming
one.
from the side.
Hello. Who's there?
I was about to ask,
Heal yourself.
I'm right here.
You sound like
is this
it's
the
just
ear hole
a
of a
voice in
giant?
my head, that's all.
No,
Yeah.
I'm...
Look in the mirror. Yeah, it is a giant. Has she been asleep just this whole time? And now Hilda's like upended like the royal castle, basically. This is all your fault. Bye. Aw, good catch. I would have mistimed that shit so bad. Aw. I love that the snow makes like a little top for her.
How long have I been asleep?
Excuse me, are you looking for Jorgen?
Jürgen, have you seen him? Am
Aw.
I too late? I've waited for so long.
Oh my god, I hope he comes back
He's been
tonight.
here for days. Why didn't you notice? I told him not to wait any longer.
The snow must have blocked my ears.
Oh good, the castle's gonna break my fall.
Ah, got you.
Oh hey! I figured I'd try 12 o'clock p.m. for once.
You're here. But how?
I've been here all
Where were
along.
you on the nights I waited?
My love, things got complicated after you left.
You waited for me. For 4,000 years.
Yo, why am I about to cry?
Yep.
Yo, this is hitting.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. Wow, that was actually legitimately beautiful. I got a little teary-eyed there.
To declare the conflict between yourself and my people over.
Hooray!
Not official until you sign.
Oh, I'm signing it this minute.
You didn't read the paperwork. You just signed over the deed to your house.
Official!
Except we're moving.
What on earth is going on here?
So I know this might seem weird.
Aw,
but I'm
Twig
running
is
the
so
castle,
afraid.
And this is the king, and basically, we don't have to move!
No! Didn't I make that joke earlier?
House! Everything! It's gone! It's all gone!
Well, it's a good thing you stepped outside. Oh, I feel so upset now.
They haven't even noticed what they've done.
Just like her with her foot in the house. Wow, what emotional whiplash. I'm like shook right now.
We'll be alright, Mum.
It's insane. Oh, they did jump up really high. Confirmed. The lore confirmed. All right, yo, their house is like done. I'm gonna see if there are. Oh no, we're not done. We still got more episode. Foolish of me to assume that we were done.
For the fire in your new place in Trollberg.
Oh, thank you.
I don't think our townhouse has a
A
fireplace.
sketchbook.
I've been up all night filling out the required paperwork for travel, and it's official.
Aw.
Look,
Northern Elven County's passport
Aw.
and permission to travel.
After all.
first elf from these parts to visit Trollberg and file reports on life in the big city.
Aw, he's so excited.
If it's not too terribly inconvenient, I'd like to hitch a ride with you. If you don't mind, that is.
No. Also, I was in the intro to the show, so I feel like I have to come.
Who are you talking to?
I feel an obligation.
I'll tell you on the drive.
Hey, did you happen to bring any forms for my mom? It was such a good resolution to the giant love story that we had here in this episode. Absolutely beautiful, and then just unceremoniously squashed the house. Insane. Yo, I love this show. I hope that in the city we can still keep this same kind of energy going. Also, this is a lovely little tune.
Are you already writing your first report?
I love that he's sitting on the pocket guide.
The trees are too small for climbing, and they built a wall to keep out anything interesting.
And to keep me from getting out too, right? Except, are there interesting things here? Yes. It's not a normal looking bird. Ominous. Ominous ending there. Okay, that was episode 2. I'm gonna pause right here. You know what? Let me just Google real quick. Okay, Samuel Ramey was the voice of the giant, or of the beast in Over the Garden Wall, and I do not see that name here. Nope, and that's all the voices. Okay, so that was somebody else completely then who voiced him. So my bad on that. Who knows? Maybe I was being voiceist when I said that all deep voices sound the same. He did sound similar to the beast as he spoke, Woodsman. But hey, man, I feel like I said, I have mixed feelings just about the events that happened. But man, that episode was good. I like that better than the first one. Once we kind of got everything, the first episode was a lot of just getting situated to the show. Like I said, I was on a better mental wavelength for this one, I feel like, able to, joke around a little more. Also, there are just more opportunities for jokes. I think, if I had to put the two reactions like head to head, I'd say that this was a better reaction than the first. But I knew more what to expect. But also what I didn't expect was just that lovely love story of those two giants that, self-contained within the one episode. There was a comment I got on the episode 1 reaction today saying that the episodes in this series are mostly episodic, but with like a continuous through line. And I very much agree with that here. We got this bottle episode kind of thing with the giants, the one that comes every midnight and cannot find who he's looking for. We find who he's looking for, they reunite. It's very sweet and lovely, but with a whole through line of the elves, which also gets resolved. Kind of whatever. That was like honestly, the elves were my least favorite part of this episode. They're just kind of whatever. They're just kind of there while everything else was happening. But the whole moving to Trollberg, them seeing the town, everything, looking for houses, and then getting their house smashed. Ironically enough, not because of the elves attacking, but just because a giant went and stepped on it. Just that unceremonious, just without warning, no buildup, whatever, just like it happened and then it's done. I kind of love that. I feel like so many shows try to telegraph what's going to happen, and while we were expecting they would potentially have to move away, the circumstances and the why and the how were just not what I expected. Even if I did jokingly say, what if the giant just steps on it? Once again, I love the irony of the shot where Hilda's mom says he doesn't know what he's done, as her foot is in one of the houses of the elves, because she hasn't signed the paperwork. Is she just not going to see Alpha for the whole show, or is he gonna be able to draw up some paperwork like, oh, you will be able to see me and just me if you sign here? who knows, maybe. It also would be kind of interesting if there's just sort of this almost imaginary friend kind of character that Hilda's going to be like speaking and conversing with, and the mom will be like, oh, you and your imagination. I see that probably adjusting to city life is just too much for you, so have fun with your imaginary friend, right? Even if, you know, alpha is real. I'm an alpha truther at this point. But yeah, I loved this episode. It got me a little emotional, a little teary-eyed. Beautiful stuff. And absolutely cannot wait to see what lies in store for me down the line. I also wanted to ask, I forgot to say up front, I'm wondering what the dad's situation is. I don't know if it's like a case like in Owl House where Luce's dad was dead. I don't know if Hilda's father has passed away, or if he's like off somewhere else, or if it's a divorce situation. I don't know. I'm hoping that they will say something about it, but hey, who knows? If it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. But if it does, I'm curious to hear about it. But real interested to see where the show goes from here. Like I said, I really hope they can keep up this same kind of energy in the town, because the whole mystical forest creatures and stuff going on was so lovely, and I just loved seeing the creativity on display with the wafts, the giants, the elves, just kind of everything around there. And well, now we're in a big bustling city, or at least the closest we're gonna get to a big bustling city in this show. So like, hey, I'm gonna let them cook. This was great. I loved this episode, and I just absolutely cannot wait to watch more now. If I wasn't 100% hooked by episode 1, episode 2 definitely got me there, and I am now just like, man, between this and Infinity Train, I'm watching 2 good shows here, and I'm just really excited. Go watch the Infinity Train reactions, by the way. By the time this comes out, I will probably have recorded episodes 3 and 4 of season 3. Real excited for that as well. Hey, I'm having a good time here. Sorry for rambling here at the end. But hey, come back next week for episode 3, and we'll see what Hilda gets up to here in Trollberg. Thanks for watching, and take it easy, everybody.